What's up, Big Dog?
Yo,
How you doing?
good man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just setting up my camera. I do too many different podcasts at once, so it's different areas.
I got you.
Yeah, let's cover this real quick. One second, Big Dog.
Yep.
Gotta throw the arm right back. Cool. Don't worry, we can edit everything out.
Solid.
Cool,
Yeah, I
cool,
got a
cool.
client right at 10. I'm just like 2 minutes, like 5 minutes from the gym. So I'll keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. I got a clock going down, so if you have a client, we'll make this. We'll make sure we get done at a good time.
yeah.
You know
And
what
I
I mean?
was looking at the last one and I was like, dang, I was talking a lot. Like, let me stay more on
Dude, that was
kind of
cool,
what.
bro. I got so good. I got reels out of it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what I was hoping for. You know what I mean? And like, you know your story better than yourself. And once I get someone to talk, they're talking. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
who doesn't love talking about themselves? You know what I mean? Especially when you want to share knowledge too. So
Hmm.
I mean, it's a win-win for both of us. Did you like the reels?
Yeah.
They're pretty good, right? I mean, I've
Yeah.
had some good moments that you were able to share and stuff, and then I try sharing with the world as many people as I can. You
Yeah.
know?
I really liked how you would like set the frame for everyone. So like he chose independence over like whatever you use at the top. Like that's really good. That's the thing I think I struggle with the most when I'm posting. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's setting the frame. So I really appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, and there's more to come. You know what I mean? And I plan on I want to interview every good trainer there is out there. So, and I want to
Yeah.
hear everyone's story. Um, and in the long run, my goal is to. I don't know if I told you this. I've talked to someone about this too. She's doing a competition next week. She's going to be doing my strength and discipline. Absolute. Oh no, sorry, some things are popping up on my phone. But yeah, I want to create an app. So basically become the next P90X, the next Connell. You know what I mean? The next, I got to get
Yeah.
faces out there. I got, you know what I mean? There's the master, there's the puppeteer, and then there's the faces. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm trying to set that up. So trying, trying to get everyone up there. So, we got a good story from last week. We had an awesome story. You broke your foot, I don't, 3 times. You said, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
You hit a low point. You bounced back. I mean, you push through it. When one door closed, so many other doors opened.
Yeah.
And it was cool that we were able to see that. And then, like, even though you're at your lowest point, you still climbed to the peak. Just set that left foot
Yeah.
in front of the other and kept going. Um, what was it like for you when you were brand new walking through that door?
Where EOS?
Anywhere. It's just in the fitness
Anywhere?
industry. You know what I mean? When like what opened your eyes to it all?
Yeah. I think that really starts from the competition side of me.
Yeah,
Like even from when I started like actually lifting and had structured programs in high
yeah,
school, it's like I wanted to be the best at whatever it was, or I want to be the
yeah,
best at whatever it was. So if it was follow this program to a T, okay, I'm gonna follow it to a T, and then see how I can even get better with it after that. So when it came to like fitness, it's very much the same thing as being as detailed as I can when it's time to create the programs,
yeah.
making sure people are on top of the programs, and that whole situation. So I think just the competitive side of me and wanting to really be detailed with that.
Yeah. Did you grow up with brothers?
Yeah, I have.
Okay,
Yes and
I
no.
want to. That's why I'm asking, like, where did that competitive come from? So, I mean, it came from a young age, right? I mean, it probably came out when you were 2. And are you the little brother or the older brother?
I'm the oldest brother.
So you got to set the bar. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, you can't
Mhm.
have baby brother outdo duping you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm an older brother too, and I can't have my little brother outdo me. It is what it is. I'm competitive too.
Exactly.
Um, Yeah, that's cool. So in this episode for the podcast, this is 2 sides of the coin, right? You got your heads and then you got tails. You got performance and you got corrective, you know? And
Mhm.
my question is that where does everyone start? Like when you see like, you know what I mean? We talked about how you started at an early age. and you started, and then all these new people are coming in. We're talking about all these newcomers on the last episode. When they come through those doors, like, where did they start? You know what I mean? Like, do you start them on corrective exercise, or do you jump straight into performance, and why?
Yeah, so usually when they first come in, the first workout that we're doing
Yeah.
is all functional movement
Uh-huh.
just to see where they're at.
Right.
Because in my opinion, you gotta meet someone where they're at. You don't want to start doing, the day one workouts for a guy that's been working 10 years
Mhm.
already in the gym. Now that might be helpful. You want to see where they're at as a baseline, but they're gonna get bored quick. And you want to
Yep.
keep people engaged and let them know that they're growing. So you really got to see where people are at. And that's where uh that's the hard part. Is like you don't want to jump straight to the performance because if they have, bad mechanics, then you got to go all the way back anyway. So it's about just meeting people where they're at.
Right, right, understanding what they need. I mean, someone might have strong quads, right? But they might have a weak rear delt. So, I mean, you might have them doing some leg press, you know what I mean, some heavy weights. Because I mean, the lower mechanics are fine, but when you all right, back to the external rotations, you know what I mean? Back to the scapular
Exactly.
dumbbells, you know? Yeah, I think you're 100% right. And then, what tells you whether someone really needs it comparing to the performance training? You know what I mean? Like, what are the things that you look for,
Yeah.
like, specifically?
Um, Mine is definitely injury prevention.
Okay.
I see a lot of weak ankles and knees. I won't even say weak necessarily, just untrained,
Unstable.
unstable. They
Yeah,
just go in the same ranges of motion and they don't realize that it's wrong until 40 years later. They're like, oh my gosh, my ankles and knees hurt. Mainly it's people's knees.
yeah,
Oh, my knees hurt. What can I do? And by that point, it's too late because any exercise that I decide to give them, they're not going to trust that it's actually working because they're in pain. But they don't realize that that pain that they're feeling is actually stimulation for growth.
yeah.
That's usually what it is. Like if you don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna have people in their wall sitting and they have torn meniscuses and it's all bad and they need surgery.
Ah, I heard
So
no
I
pain, no
typically tell
gain, right?
I typically try to tell people like, hey, go get it checked out. If it's really hurting that bad, if
Yeah,
you need surgery, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to say, oh, you don't need surgery. I'm going to let you know what I would do, but I'm not going to say you don't need it. But if everything is structurally sound and it's just pain and a little discomfort, we're going to have to push through that because that's really where the growth starts to happen. Either it's pain now or pain later.
right.
It's you got to choose one.
That's true, that's true. And, can someone skip the corrective and go straight to the performance training?
Mm,
I mean, in my opinion, I think there's a little wiggle room to that, you know what I mean? Because,
Yeah,
I mean, I've been ex-military, and just been thrown in there. You just been thrown into the football. So, I mean,
yeah.
like, I think you can, but you will gonna get hurt. You know what I mean? You are gonna it's injury, it goes back to that injury prevention that you're talking about.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, if you wanna skip it, skip it. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying, it's 2 sides of the one coin.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. And, what does broken movement even mean, or what does that even look like to you?
A broken movement. I was thinking about this, and it just keeps coming back to injury prevention or getting yourself injured.
Yeah,
And if it's easier to see than it is to explain, in my opinion, but it's any movement where you're not actually where you're putting yourself at risk for injury.
basically, you know what I mean? Like, you have limitations from how you can hyperextend something. You have limitations to and you have guidelines, you know what I mean? Like when you
Hmm.
sit down and you do some corrective movement, when you sit down and you spread your ankles to the right, you know what I mean? Do some hip complex, right?
Yeah.
To check for the hips. You want to see if you actually can bend that far. You know what I mean? If you can't bend that far, you can't touch your toes. It might necessarily not be the gut. It might be your tight hamstrings. It might be
Hmm.
because your glutes have been turned off because you're sitting down and they're just overstretched and they're not even contracting anymore. So your hamstrings and low back is taking over.
Exactly.
So yeah, yeah, that's exactly what broken movement is, and people don't really understand. I think like when people go from their knees, they go through
Hmm.
It's not necessarily your knees, dude. It's your ankle. It could be your ankle. I mean, and that's what you were
Yeah.
talking about earlier. You know what I mean? Your knees is not necessarily your knees. It's the front part of your shins not hitting that little eye drop on the knees, and they're not connecting right, and they're not supporting your patella correctly. You know.
Hmm.
Um. So yeah, those are. I mean, those are a lot of issues. But what are the most common issues that people say when they come into the gym?
Most common.
Yeah.
Gotta be knee pain.
Knee. Okay.
Whatever knee pain, and again, usually the pain is at one spot, but that doesn't mean the source is from somewhere else.
Right.
Similar to, so like you can have weak hips.
Mhm.
So when you're going to squat and your knees buckle in, like maybe that's just your hips or your glutes not firing,
Right.
but it's just manifesting itself in your knees. Same thing with your ankles. Oh, your ankles are caving in.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not your ankles, maybe it's your
Yeah.
knees. It just
You got
it just all
either
depends. So
inversion or eversion on the ankles, right? You know what I mean? You gotta do some band
exactly.
work.
Hmm.
Yep.
So I think that's probably the most. It's usually lower body things. Everyone's upper body is tight for the most part, especially when they're first coming into the gym. I
Yeah.
haven't seen anybody that can fully get their hands behind their back and do the little prayer stretch. It's very rare that people do that unless they've already been down practicing that day in and day out.
I can't
So,
do it. I mean, I've tried it. I've have a torn right shoulder. There's no
hmm,
way. You know what I mean? And then like I'm not getting surgery. I'm just working through it. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Um, but anyways, yeah, there's no fucking way. Like I can almost get it.
Yeah.
I'm like this behind my back. You know what I mean? Like I can't get the palms together. It's just that lack of external rotation in the shoulder,
Hmm.
and that's because of the torn shoulder. But I've seen it on TikTok so many times, and I still try it to this day. But I don't feel pain here. I feel pain here. Um, what are the first things that you do automatically just to get rid of that?
For which part?
Just in general, you know what I mean? You have the most common issues is that knee pain, right? I mean,
Yeah.
what's the very first thing that you have everybody do? I mean, is it isometrics? Do you have them jump on compound exercises? Do you put a band on their knees and then make sure they're
Hmm.
always externally rotating the legs out? I mean, what do you
Yeah.
do?
Typically, it depends kind of what point they are in this whole knee pain situation, but typically I have them do some kind of isometric, and that typically scares people away
Yeah, it does. I
because
hate isos.
it is painful,
Yeah.
and people aren't comfortable with that discomfort. But something that my grandfather told me was earlier this year. So my birthday is January 6th. His birthday is January 8th. So we usually call each other either on the 6th, 7th, or 8th, just kind of touching base to see how we're doing. He's much older than me, obviously,
Yeah.
and he was asking me, so like, and I'm like, right now, Grandpa, like, I want to build a business. I want to build a brand. I really want to do it. And so he was like, okay, how's your breathing? I said, how's my breathing? What are you talking about? He's like, well, if you can't control your breathing, you can't control anything. And so now I've been instilling that into all of my clients because when it comes to isometrics, you're gonna have to learn how to work through that discomfort. And the only thing that you can control
Is the
is your
breathing.
breathing.
Yep.
So I was like, dang, he really dropped a dime
I
on me.
like that
Like,
one. I've
that
never
was
heard that
really good.
before. That's good. I mean, like
Hmm.
I've heard control your breathing, breathe in, breathe out, you know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
mean, like I never heard it in that way. So I mean, that's a whole nother
Hmm.
way to push my. I'm a good. I got cardio this morning. I should have done more, but
Yeah.
should have done more.
So he said that to me, and I'm like, okay, like that makes total sense. You can't control all the other outside things. Even your attitude sometimes is hard to control. But the one thing that you have control of
Is yourself, your breathing.
is your breathing.
You know what I mean?
Is
How
your
you
breathing.
function and
So
how you move. Yeah.
exactly. So I really try to preach that to people when they're going through these times of discomfort and pain, because wall sits do suck, but the lunge holds do suck, but they are definitely beneficial, especially in
Yeah.
the long term. But people kind of fall off on that. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's like one of my clients that I have. He's 78, right? And you know how you know me, I stick to the corrective work. You know what I mean? That's what I
yeah,
do.
yeah.
And he had a stroke, right? And and he actually had 2 strokes in one day. I mean, he did. He went to St. Mary's, and then he had to go fly to Loma Linda. He had one before there, and then when he landed at the place where they treat strokes, he had a stroke right there on the landing pad with the helicopter. So, I mean,
Dang.
yeah, if you're gonna have a stroke, that's the place to do it, but it sucks that he had 2
Yeah,
of them, you
valid.
know? But yeah, he was bedridden. He couldn't lift up his left shoulder. He couldn't walk. 78 years old. He's
Dang.
walking in and out of his I've been working with him for about I mean, probably right after I moved, left EOS. I mean, I met him right away, like,
Okay.
instantly right away, and then we just hit it off. He took a chance with me. I've been with him ever since, and now he's walking in and out. He's able to go out of his house with the walker, jump in the backseat of the car, and then he has his caretaker drive him wherever he wants to go. He's able to go to
Nice.
the bank now. He's able to go to the swap meets. He's able to be retired now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and like your grandpa said, if you can't control your breathing, you're not controlling anything. And and like I never really thought about it, and I've always told people like, hey, breathe. Like I never really thought about that's what I've been telling people what to do. And then,
Mm-hmm.
like it just blew my mind as well. Like I was teaching all this, breathe in your out your nose, having them control
Yeah.
it, but I wasn't realizing I was teaching them to control what they can control. And then you just
Exactly.
realized that to me. So I want to say thank you. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother I didn't realize I
Yeah.
had that in my belt of bet mentals, you know? Like that's cool.
No, exactly. I was the same way, brother. When he told me that, I was like, when I told him, yeah, hey, I want to start a business, and he said, how's your breathing? I'm like, hey, is he going crazy? Like,
Yeah, I'm
we're talking
like,
about
what do
business.
you
We're not talking
mean?
about breathing.
Yeah, what are you talking
Like,
about
what's
breathing? Like, grandpa, you're 78. Like, I'm a personal trainer. I don't do that, you know? It's all you,
yeah.
grandpa. Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Question. So when you do some corrective training work, when do you move them to strength training? Like what do you visually see? Like, I mean, what are the cues that you get from him to be like, hey, we're moving on. Like, I mean, this is over. You don't need this
Yeah.
no more.
It depends on how easily they're doing the exercise now.
Yeah.
And also depending on what's obviously everybody's different. One guy could get used to it in a week, some two, three, four. Everybody's a little
Mhm.
bit different.
Yep.
But when they come into our next session and they've already like kind of know what we're gonna do and they're instantly getting to it, and I don't have to tell them, that kind of gives me a little more confidence that now their mind and muscles are definitely in where they're
They
at.
came adapted to it. They're used to it now. Yep.
Exactly.
Time to
Exactly. So
transition.
mhm.
Yep. Okay.
So that transition might not necessarily be from a bench squat to a weighted box jump. I'm
Right.
not gonna go freaking insane with it, but I'm definitely gonna okay, let's try a different angle now.
Yeah.
Because you mastered the toes straight. Let's go pigeon. Let's see
Yeah.
how you feel when you walk in pigeon, just for a little bit more body control. So once they come in and they're like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is then I try to switch it up, especially if I see progress already where they're at.
Yeah, especially when they're like when they know the workout and then they start doing it before you tell them and they're not even breathing hard. And I'm like, bro, was that even hard? Like, what are you doing
Yeah.
here? Like, I always say it
Hmm.
like that. What are you doing? And like, this is exercise, not today. You know what I mean? Like, you just made
Ooh,
it not
I
today,
love.
like not today,
Yep.
it ain't. And like,
Mhm.
and be
I
honest
lo-
with you, that's what I had planned. I had to see what was going on. And then on top of my head, all right, we got to progress. We got to move on. You do two
exactly.
legs, I'll do it one footed. You know what I mean? Like, let's just make it hard.
Bingo.
Um, yeah, yeah. And so what what I mean, when we go from the corrective to the strength, why is the strength training so important for the long term? You know what I mean? Because I mean, like people just keep resetting over and over and over. Like they hit phase one, phase two, phase three, phase four, they phase five power, and then go back. I mean, why are they stuck to it, and why are they everyone doing it for long term?
Um, well, immediately I would say it comes down to everyone's trying to lose weight.
Yeah,
There's been a lot of research saying that, the cardio is good, but the resistance training is a bit better in the after effects. Like your body's still producing all the chemicals and all that. We don't got to get into technical terms, but all
yeah,
the
yeah,
chemicals
yeah.
and things that, are going to help you burn fat later on throughout the day. So I think that's why people keep going back to strength training. I think some people do it wrong. There are a certain amount of rest that you need to take in between sets and how hard you're really pushing yourself. But I think that's why people honestly keep coming back to it. Nobody's trying to really be, or your everyday person isn't trying to freaking lift the world, but they definitely are trying to see some results. So
No, I've seen some people try to lift the world. I've seen them, and they're there, dude. Have you seen Brian Shaw? Have
no,
you seen the arm comparison to the gorilla? Like Brian Shaw and the armored gorilla?
no, for
Dude,
real.
go look it up. I'm not even gonna tell you who's bigger. I like you won't believe me. Like Brian Shaw is bigger, is just as big, not bigger than the gorilla from the chest to the arm
Yeah,
all the way down, the whole fucking thing. Yeah, Brian Shaw. I mean, I've seen some people try to. I've seen some try to people break the world and they're pushing the world every down to do push-ups. I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's huge. Um,
Dang, okay, I'm gonna look him up.
yeah,
I'm
go
gonna look
look
him
him
up.
up. Go look him up. Um, what are the most mistakes people do when they start lifting? What is the most common thing that you see?
Um, I think when you first start lifting, you need to be very disciplined on your rest times,
Yeah.
and also your working sets.
Okay.
So for me, it comes down to I've kind of shared this before a little bit.
Hmm.
When I first start people off, it's like anywhere from a 4 to 8 week program. The first week is 4 sets of 10.
Yeah.
The weight that you're doing should be you should be struggling around 9 each time. So whether you got to go up or down, you should be struggling around 9 each time.
Yeah.
Now, your reps and rest are a minute and 15 seconds. So you have 5 minutes to do 4 sets of 10.
Okay.
So first set, you go from 0 to 115. Let's say you knock out your first 10 reps in 30 seconds. All right, cool. You got 45 seconds to rest, and you're back on it for set two.
Yeah.
People don't really realize how that ultimately plays a role in the strength process and the muscle endurance process. Sometimes people are just in there kind of goofing off, or they're if they are goofing off, which I was doing a bench press challenge, and there will be times where I'm goofing off, but it's max strength. So I am taking anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes rest in between each set because that's what you need. Some people are
Yeah.
doing that with weight that they could do 30 times. Like,
It doesn't work like that. You need time to recover. It
hmm
depends on what phase you're into. You know, it really
exactly.
does. Depends on stability, endurance, strength, hypertrophy, and power. Like it really does. And you're absolutely right. And that is the absolutely mm, probably one of the worst things I see in the gym too. People just not resting at all, and then
hmm
they're done with their workout in 15 minutes and they're laying on the floor. You know what I mean? Like dying, and they're like, they never want to do this again. That wasn't enjoyable, you
hmm
know? And
exactly.
then, yeah, my thing is, I see people come in lifting way too big, too fast. Way too big, too fast. They don't understand they have 70 when they're in stability, they don't understand the 70% of their one max rep. When they go to endurance, it's 80. When they go, you know what I mean? And then it
hmm
keeps changing. And then you're supposed to reset when you're done with power back to stability, back to 70%. You're supposed to find your one max rep again, and then
exactly.
70% of that. You know what I mean? And I think that's the biggest mistake. And I don't even think people even know that. You know what I mean? Until they
hmm
actually get into the fitness world. I don't think most people know that. So, hey, here you go, world. We just told you the secret. Um,
bingo.
so, can getting stronger reduce pain?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
I definitely think so. The stronger you are, well, it depends on what kind of pain you have. Me,
Mhm.
I'm super tight. I got a lot of hamstring and back pain
Yeah.
because I don't stretch very much. Because after my workouts, I'm just kind of lazy sometimes. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, man. Whatever.
Hey, I mean,
So
it is what it is, right?
I'm paying for it now, so I ain't trying to
Yeah.
go back. Like you said, you got to reset every now and then
Yep.
and start from the ground up.
Yep.
But I definitely think getting stronger can help reduce some pain, depending on whatever it is. Because you always have some overactive muscles and some underactive muscles. If you get those underactive muscles more active, then that might change, the anterior tilt or the posterior tilt, whatever tilt you have in your hips. It just kind of depends on where you're lacking and what
Right.
muscles are overactive and underactive. So I think getting, whatever opposite muscle stronger to what's pulling,
Yeah,
then I
yeah,
think you
yeah,
can
yeah.
definitely
No, I
release some
totally agree
pain
with what you're
there.
saying. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think getting stronger can reduce pain if it's with the muscles. You know what I mean? If it's with the
Yeah,
muscles,
yeah.
100%. If you got joint problems, 100%. You know what I mean? Isometric holds. You know what I mean? Yeah, get down in the split squat and hold, and then drop the left knee to the ground and 2 inches
hmm
off the floor and hold it, 30 seconds holds. Yeah,
Yeah.
it can be very beneficial. So if you're out there struggling with knee pain, ankle pains, grab a pole, do a split squat, get a balance and hold it for 30 seconds. Do it once a day. When it comes easy, do it twice, do it 3 times, do it
Yeah.
twice. You know what
Wrap
I
it up.
mean? Like, and then you'll be surprised how much you can do. Just do both sides, just not one. All right.
Facts.
Do both sides. Um, so what role I mean, okay, so we're talking about getting stronger, we're talking about getting bigger. Like, I mean, what role do your muscles actually have in play with your the overall health?
In this case,
Yeah,
like I said, I'm gonna go for like the general answers. Most people want to lose weight, and when they say lose weight, they mean fat.
yeah.
In my experience, from what I know, I would say that the more muscle you have, the more fat you're gonna burn, typically,
Mhm.
because the more energy your body's gonna need because your muscles burn more fat than or muscles burn more calories than fat.
Yep.
That's why I would tell most people, let's work on your muscles. The more muscles you have, the more fat you're gonna burn, blase, blase, that situation. So I think that is definitely something that it works for my body. So
No, it 100% works. So basically, you're telling me is that if I do strength training, it's going to change my metabolism, right? And then when
bingo.
my metabolism changes, I'm going to burn more calories at rest, right?
Exactly.
And then
You made it more
I
scientific for
did.
me.
There's scientific out there, right? I mean, it is what it is, right? It's
Hmm.
exactly what it is. So if you're out doing push-ups and you're getting a bigger chest, it's gonna take more energy to move that big chest around, you know? And then that's why when you see the bigger guys running down the street and then you see them on a 3,000 calorie diet and they're still losing weight, it's because of
Exactly.
the amount of energy it takes for that big guy to expel minus the skinny guy. Right? The
Hmm.
skinny guy only needs 200 calories to go run, but that big guy needs 2,000 calories because it takes 1,000 calories per step or whatever. The big motherfucker,
Exactly.
if that's the case. But just but that's exactly what you're saying, and you're right. It does play in your overall health, you know,
Hmm.
because if your muscles are completely, I mean, if you look like every Greek god, do you think that you're gonna have a long, healthy life?
Hell
Fuck
yeah.
yeah, dude. You're eating
They're
grapes and
immortal. So
strawberries. Like they're solid. They're hunters. They're
mhm.
moving. They're not in depression and they're not killing themselves from the inside. They're gonna live a healthier and longer lifestyle. And yeah, you're right. Um, how about this? You know what I mean? Like me and you, we're on both sides of the coin, right? What
Mhm.
separates a healthy person from a high performance person? What
Mm.
separates me and you? You know what I mean? What's your opinion? I mean, there's no wrong answer. It's
Yeah.
two sides of the coin. Our grass
Yeah.
is greener on. I mean, we both think our grass is greener. It is what it is. You know?
Yeah. The high performance person, I would say, are just doing the best way I could say is more explosive
Yeah.
movements.
Okay.
You're training yourself to be a little bit more explosive, more reactive.
Yeah.
Um, I would say like that's the biggest thing. You can be healthy and not, run a 4.4.
You
Like
can run
there's
at like
plenty
a
of people out there.
480. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. No, I
Exactly.
get
You
what you're
you can
saying.
be a healthy person and not have that explosivity or explosiveness and that kind of situation. So I would definitely say it's more the explosive that creates the normal performer from the
Yeah.
elite and high
Yeah,
performers.
yeah, yeah, and I love how you say that because and I love the fact that we're telling people like this is where it's at and this is where you could be. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the
Hmm.
difference. This is the difference between us. You know what I mean? Here's more grounded, more slow 4-2-1-1 tempos. You know what I mean? Time under
Yeah.
tension. You know what I mean? Nice, slow, and controlled. As the performance, it's like, bro, you're laying on your chest, you're popping up, and then you're sprinting fucking 10 yards, right? You know,
Exactly.
very explosive movements, and then and also you're doing that weighted. Let's say you have a weighted vest on. You know what I mean? So you're pushing more weight than
Hmm.
you're actually getting your fibers into that quick action, and then bam, release with sprint. So you're everything is at once compared to targeting certain things at a time and bringing and then working that way in.
Exactly.
So yeah, I
Exactly.
agree with you too. I mean, like I'm not explosive when I train my people. They're very it's corrective. Like I very disabled
Hmm.
veterans, you know what I mean? Disabled people, people who had injuries, like you know, with the mines and stuff. Like it's a lot
Hmm.
different than someone who's been playing football or hockey or who's a wrestler or you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like it's really cool too. You know what I mean? Because we're doing everything right. You know what I mean? Like, and there's
Hmm.
nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong about it. Um,
Yeah. To go real quick to go back to your question on
yeah.
we're talking about like starting someone off on performance and or corrective.
Mhm.
Obviously, you want to do it within the safe realm, but I think sometimes, actually, a lot of times, when you get to the performance work, you can find a lot of little defaults. What's the word I want to use? You can expose
The bad
the areas that
habits,
need to
the bad habits, the you know what I mean, the
exactly,
things
yeah,
that you need
because
to work
when
on, yeah.
exactly, because when someone is not necessarily thinking about, okay, I need to go through this motion, like you said, when it's just a pop up and sprint, they're not thinking about, oh, where's this right foot landing? They're thinking about winning that race.
Right.
So I think that's where, when you push them to that limit of, okay, let's compete, let's get you out of just thinking, um, then you can kind of it'll expose those places of areas that we need help, areas of weakness. There we go.
No, I totally agree. You know, when I was in the infantry, when I was military, 11 Bravo infantry, we had to do things over and over and over and over from the ground up.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And the correctional, that's basic training. And then by the time
Yeah,
you're in your unit, you better know how to reload your magazine without even having to look at it. You know what I mean? And then
exactly.
you having people watch you, you know what I mean? They're like, hey, you're messing up with your left finger, slide it here. You know what I mean? Getting those cues and becoming better. You know what I mean? And you're right. You know what I mean? Those right there, when you don't think about it and you work with muscle memory,
Yep.
that's when you can really identify what exercises they need. And you're absolutely right with that.
Hmm.
What does performance training really mean to you?
It depends what you're performing for. We'll
Hmm.
start there.
Okay.
Um, I'm not gonna have. Actually, I might, depending on who it is. But I was gonna say I might
Mm,
not have a professional golfer do sled sprints. But I thought about it. I might. Like I said, as long as you have a rhyme or reason for what you got going on, you know,
yeah.
that's cool. It's cool. But it definitely depends on what you're performing for. Then I would say it's about finding that little tiny thing that you can correct to make a huge impact.
Right.
In my case, something that I really, really enjoyed doing, especially right before my pro day, was my 40 start.
Okay.
My 40 start was my starts are not really that good, but once I get going, gone. So it was just really learning about, okay, what does my knee need to be in order for my foot to land this place and that place. So it's really about cueing those little things to make a big difference in, short amount of time.
Right. Right, right. Yeah. It would be it all depends on what you're doing. I mean, you can be a ballerina dancer and you can train really hard to be a ballerina dancer. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Or you can go be an Olympic gold medal and you can train really hard to be an Olympic gold medalist. Or you can train really hard at reading. You know what I mean? You could be a really good reader. And then you're right.
Yeah.
It all depends. And I think that's a really good point of view. I mean, like, it depends on what you're training for. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
like, and the level of performance of that category. I like it. I like
Exactly.
it. And it's not just one-minded thinking football or just thinking military, you know what I mean? And like I think that's
Hmm.
what performance is. You know, in my mind, performance is the military. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they don't stop. They don't stop. They may slow down, but they won't stop, bro. It's
Don't
two
stop.
different things. You know what I mean? Like that's like it's like
Yeah.
Michael chasing you. You know what I mean? He ain't stopping. He's gonna get you. He ain't stopping, but
Exactly.
you know what I mean? You gotta stop some point. Um,
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, w so, when we're talking about corrective and performance, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people over here that doesn't even transition over there, right? So, what would you say? What was the one exercise that you should tell everybody who's on this side they should start doing immediately to help them get there?
To help them get from corrective to performance,
What's the one exercise you would have them do right now?
it would be some type of lunge or unilateral movement.
Okay,
I think that's what definitely separates a lot of people from um,
okay.
the corrective to the performance. And it's just the intensity of whatever movement it is. So, like,
Mhm,
obviously, you can do a corrective lunge,
mhm,
have them place their foot here and that and make sure you're 90-90 and all that good stuff. So, it would be some kind of unilateral movement. It would start with, yeah, that and some kind of jump.
yeah.
If you can jump in
Doing a
my
jump up.
book,
Yeah,
if you can jump and it doesn't look bad or crazy and everything's in line, you're already halfway there.
okay,
You're already halfway there
okay.
because
What would okay, I mean, I like it, but what would you tell those people who can't jump? You know what I mean? Who's stuck there? What exercise would
mm,
you have them do that would is like the go-to exercise to help them transition from corrective to performance?
Mm.
It's a hard one, huh? I thought about this
Yeah.
too. I thought about this too, and I had to do some research. I would have them fast walk,
Fast walk?
fast walk. Get
Ooh,
used to
okay.
fast walking, right? Moving their
Okay.
arms, right? You know what I mean? Moving, just doing this,
Mm,
having to move their hips a little bit. Just get used to that function. I mean, that's me personally. I mean,
yeah.
that would be their goal. Once they fast walk and they're like they're moving in the house,
Yeah.
and they'll start moving left and right. They'll start moving unilateral. You know what I mean? Like they'll start
Yeah.
getting there. Um, but yeah, that's me personally. I would have them start fast walking.
Yeah. Okay. That
And
is
and
good.
then
Now that you just
that's because I'm on the corrective side. You know what I mean? Like I just know how to I know what to do, and then I'm not saying you don't know how to
Mhm.
do it. That's not what I'm saying. Not
Yeah,
throwing
yeah,
that
I
out
got you.
there. That's not. It's just because it's effective, and I've seen it work so many times.
Yeah. No, that's
Um,
good.
yeah. So use it. Put it in your Batman belt. Have them
Yeah.
if you have like the older ladies, have them walking.
Mhm.
Have them fast walk in that pool.
Yeah.
Throw them in that pool, have them run, you know what I mean? Like, have them be
Yeah.
able to do that movement until they're able to get out
Mhm.
there. I mean, I remember Rochelle, right?
Yeah, I still train with her.
Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, we started. That's
Mhm.
what we started. Now her knee pain started dwelling down. I don't know if she still has knee pain as much as she did, but
A little bit, but nothing crazy.
bro, she couldn't do nothing with me. She had all that knee pain. But anyways, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Throw them in the pool, dude. It works, you know? And then everyone out there, you know what I mean, from corrective performance, we have trained the same clients. You know what I mean? We have transitioned
Mhm.
clients from corrective to the performance strength training.
Yeah,
We know what it is to be on both sides of the coin, and we know what it takes from going from phase one, phase two, phase three, phase four, phase five. Um, Start and finish right here. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And it's not how you
literally.
finish, it's how you start. You know, and it goes that both ways for every client out there. Okay. Um, yeah, moving on. And is she doing? She's still doing good out there.
Yeah, she's doing really good.
I
Yeah,
saw.
she's had some little setback. We'll talk about it later,
No, no,
but
I'm
yeah,
friends with
it's
her on Facebook. I already know. I just want to know if she's still training and she's still getting her mind cleared with the things that she's doing. I just want to make sure she's still
yeah,
working out and dumping that,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, dumping it all on you, and you know what I mean, and like
Mhm.
walking out happy.
Yeah.
Good, as long as she's all right, perfect. Then she's
Yeah,
okay.
no, I just seen her.
Then she's
What's up?
okay. She's a normal. She's living a normal life like everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen her on, Monday. I was with her on Monday, so
Perfect. Well, tell her I said hi. You know
mhm.
what I mean? Tell her you
Yeah, I
talked to
will.
Vince. I said hi. Tell her to run faster. You said go faster.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Um, so I know you said this. I know you said that your back was hurting. You know what I mean? How important is recovery? You know what I mean? You're telling your clients to do it, but I mean, are you doing it? And you know what I mean? How important is it to you and to your clients?
Oh my gosh, Vince, I messed up so bad. Um, it is extremely important,
It is.
and
It is.
at the rate that I've been moving, as far as gaining clients and trying to, do social media and all this kind of stuff and help people out, a lot of people want me to be there with them and do the workouts with them, and I don't mind doing that. But in that time, I kind of lost myself and forgot that you have to plan at least 1 to 2 rest weeks, every 4 to 8 weeks, depending on how hard you're training.
Yep.
The last time I took a rest week was last August.
Hmm.
And it didn't get brought to my attention until one of my best friends. I hurt my back on Friday, and he was like, "Hey, bro, maybe you should take a rest week. Like, you haven't taken a rest week since we came back from our trip." And I was like, "He's right. Been
Yeah.
going like every single
Yeah. Your
like
body is like
five to
your
six
body's
days a
like a
week."
computer, dude. You know what I mean? You gotta chill out.
Hmm.
You gotta cut back on food a little bit. Take a rest week. You know? Yeah. You keep going. Yeah. You're right.
Exactly, bro. So it's extremely important, especially when you get to the high performance kind of situations. If you're not recovering, and not even from a rest week, but from your day to day sleep and your eating and your active recovery.
Yeah.
So like me, I just stopped rolling out. I stopped doing that. That's dumb. I want my fascia to be smooth and my muscles to be ready to fire and all that good stuff.
Hmm.
Haven't gotten a massage in a while. Like I'm just doing all the wrong things that lead to injury,
Yeah.
and I know how to not do
Hmm.
it, and I just found myself back in it. Just
That's what happens when you care too much for other people. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Like when you get into the industry and you're like, I want to help everyone, Lord, I will help everyone you send to me, and He just sends you everyone, and then you kind of forget about yourself. But you know what I mean. But you still got to work out. You still got to move.
Yeah.
Those massages are very, very beneficial. You know what I mean? Rolling on the
Hmm.
massage roller, the massage gun. Um, yeah, yeah. Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. Yeah, that's really what it came down to. Is now I'm actively planning out. Okay, this is gonna be the week where we take a rest. Like, so I don't have to take a rest from being injured. I just take a rest from already cycling it out myself. With that being said, the cupping worked phenomenal on my back. I had my brother put like three on one side and then the two on the other, and I got up and I was like, oh, I can breathe again.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I would say if anybody's kind of skeptical about it, it does leave marks on your body, but cupping is definitely the way to go if you have some muscle type injuries and you're kind of tight and muscle
yeah,
spasms, all that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, cupping definitely
Yeah,
helps.
yeah, those muscle spasms, they come from, you know what I mean? And it could be two things, dehydration and
Mm-hmm.
lack of massaging that lactic acid out of the muscles, which lead to dehydration, I'm sorry, and lack of
Mm-hmm.
blood flow to the muscle. So if you have lack of blood flow, you're not going anywhere. You're not gonna gain the muscles you want. You're not gonna get everything you need. You're not gonna get the cardio you
Mm-hmm.
want. It's gonna you know what I mean? It's gonna get you dehydrated, and your fascia is gonna be fucking horrible. It is what it is.
Exactly. And
Um,
that's how I felt too. I was
yeah,
like,
you're gonna feel like that, dude. It sucks. And then when you go like
mm-hmm.
this, it's like, oh shit, like it sucks.
Yeah,
And laying down doesn't even help.
at all.
It
I thought I would lay
works,
down.
dude. No, bro, you gotta lay flat on the tile floor like at a starfish. Like I mean, it's some weird. I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
what helped me in the past. I mean, everyone's different, but yeah, laying on the bed doesn't even help me. Um, why do some people stay consistent and others quit?
In my few weeks, I guess a little more than a few weeks now, a few months, almost a year, as being a personal trainer in a commercial gym, rather than like a college or something like that.
Yeah,
I found that the people that stay consistent are the people that they care more, one, and they have a good reason why.
yeah,
They care more about their why than other people because it's so easy to make excuses.
yeah,
It's so easy to make excuses. And kind of like I was saying before in the last episode, even if you create a consistent habit of doing something 5 minutes a day, that's all it is.
that's
Like
all it is. That's
there,
all it takes.
there have been times where, um, for example, my mom was in the hospital like maybe a month or two ago. She wasn't doing that well, but I didn't hit the gym that day, and I'm like, you know what, I gotta do something. So I went outside, took a couple of steps back and forth, like intentional, I guess I was kind of fast walking, kind of just getting the heart rate up.
Yeah,
Went down on the curb, did some dips, did some push ups, and then came back in. And that was maybe 5 or 10 minutes.
yeah,
And that's literally all just because one, I was stressed out and I needed to move, get my mind off of like what was going on. Cause in that moment,
mhm,
couldn't really help her. I could be there for her. But again, it's about creating those consistent habits so people can say whatever they want about whatever it is, oh, I can't make it to the gym or I can't do this or that. But when you really want it and you really have a certain goal and where you want to be, you're going to find a way to make it happen.
yep. No, 100%, 100%. Yeah, and I think you hit right on the nail on that one. The people who stay consistent are the people who have something to gain out of it. The people who go in
Hmm.
there with all hype, you know what I mean, trying to look for friends, they don't really stay that long. You know what I mean? They're just looking for a hangout place, you know what I mean? Because I
Hmm.
mean, they'll separate the people who have their wine. They'll separate from the ones who are just kind of trying to hang out and just BS all day in the gym. You know what I mean? They will get separated and then they end up leaving. You know,
Hmm.
which kind of sucks. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they came to hang out for the first place. They probably want to know, but they should come ask the trainer.
Yeah.
Come ask a trainer. That's why we're there. That's why trainers are there. Trainers are there to train. So let us train you. Um, what habits create a long-term success in the gym?
small, small
Yeah.
habits,
Small cat.
small actionable. Don't come in there thinking, yep, I'm gonna do 400 pounds on squat today or bench today, because that's just,
Yeah.
it's not realistic every single time you come to the gym. It's, and those small little things. How am I
Yeah.
going to get better today, and within the time that I have?
Yeah. Smart goals. Yeah. So that's sustainable, measurable, achievable, retainable, and traceable.
Yep.
That's the goal you want. You want to be able to. I want to lose 20 pounds in 4 months, and I want to lose 1.5 pounds a week, and I want to keep that sustained. And then when I lose that 20 pounds, I want to do it again. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And yeah, you're right. With those people who I'm sorry, whoever has that mentality is gonna stay. They're gonna stay forever. They're gonna feel like winners throughout the whole day. You know what I mean? They're hitting goals every day. It's like waking up, making your
Exactly.
bed, feeling good about yourself, brushing your teeth, you know what I mean? Looking and it's your Sunday. It's a day off. You know what I mean? That's gonna create those habits that's gonna win success. Um How do you see fitness changing in the next 5 years? Like, do you see it changing or do you see it's gonna be exactly where it's at?
I think it keeps going in cycles of where something is like, oh, this is really, really good for you. We're doing great. And then it's gonna, oh, this actually isn't good for you. And then, oh no, it actually is good for you. It just kind of keeps going in this
Yeah,
thing where you find out like this is good or this isn't good. So I think we're gonna keep going in this cycle
but
until forever. You know, like there's
yeah.
always pros and cons to each situation. I think
I think AI
that,
is gonna start taking over.
you think so?
Yes. So when I left EOS, right, I was getting bored. I wanted to do extra stuff. It was right before I was going to school, so I decided to go become a personal trainer at Crunch. I wanted to go in the gym and have a free gym to work out, just like I did at EOS back in the day. I kind of just got stuck there.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And then I went in there. It was a nice gym, but instead of us trainers doing the actual stuff, they have a checklist and they put their all that stuff into a little tablet and AI designs the workouts.
Mm,
You know what I mean? So it takes the imagination away from the trainer, the growth from the trainer on there, you know? So it's not I see it going that way. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
right now I'm either like, do I fight them or do I join them? I mean, it's AI. It never
Mm,
sleeps. I, I
yeah.
mean, it is what it is. Do I just throw my personality out there and just, start doing my thing? Like Jarvis,
I,
have you seen the Jarvis on TikTok?
yeah. Maybe not within the next 5 years. I don't know. 5 years is kind of a long time. A lot could happen, but
They
definitely in the
already got the
future.
AI in the gym now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, we have the e-gym at some of the locations, and I
See?
think that is part of it. Once they start adding personality into, whatever they got going on as far as the AI, then we might be, a little bit out of business. But
Yeah,
I still think that human to human connection, a lot of people are still going to want that.
I think so too. I think so too.
So,
Yeah, and that's me. I think AI is going to start taking over. AI is taking over everything. Um,
hmm,
I use it for a tool. I use AI through my whole business. Like
yeah,
I had to create my flyers, my business cards, my logos. I mean, I just told it.
yeah.
I had like 4 pages of what I wanted. Send it to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT said, "Here you go." You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And it's been
Exactly. Yeah.
working ever since. It's been working. So do you think AI is going to make trainers better or worse?
I think it'll make the good trainers better.
And the
Like
bad
if you already
trainers
have a little
bad.
knowledge,
Yeah.
yeah, and the
Okay.
bad
Yeah.
trainers
Yeah. Yeah.
bad. If you already have a little knowledge on what's going on, then all right, cool, use it and it can help you improve your game. But if you don't have anything and you just, okay, like let's make this program, and someone asks you why did you do it this way and you have no reason to know why you're doing it that way, then it's like,
And then when the client asks you like, "Why am I doing this?" You're like, "I don't know." And they're like, "What do you mean you
exactly,
don't know? What the
exactly.
fuck?"
So AI will
You're
make the good
fired.
trainers better and the bad trainers worse for sure.
You're right on that one. I mean, and I think the good trainers will use it as a tool, and I
Hmm.
think the bad trainers are going to use it as an additional personal trainer. What am I doing? How am I doing it? It's gonna start learning from it. And then those bad trainers are gonna be like, well, this works. I'm getting paid. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? And then like what makes you think Elon Musk is not gonna make a fucking personal trainer now? Like asshole. Like you just made it easier
Yeah.
for him to realize there's making money that way. And that sucks. But
Mm-hmm.
anyways, um, so what time is it? We got 10 more minutes. Doing good on time. I'm actually about two more questions. So we'll spend about 5 minutes on the next two questions. I skipped a few,
Yeah.
but we can screen record and text the questions. And you know what I mean? That's a different fucking type of content too. You know what I mean? Screen
Yeah.
record, we'll text back and forth. Um, and then just screen record that. I mean, use emojis, big fuck you. It don't matter. I mean, it's just I just thought about it the other day, and I'm just throwing the
Yeah.
idea to you right now. Um, so moving on. What advice would you give someone that's starting to fitness today? Would you tell them to use AI, or would you tell them to go seek a good trainer or a good trainer
Um,
that uses AI?
yeah, yeah. I
You
would
know.
probably tell them to go seek a good trainer first.
Hmm.
AI will give you the tools that you need, but a lot of people don't understand the depth that they need to get to, like even how to start it. So, like how we talked about the 1 rep max. Okay, cool.
Hmm.
That's obviously 100%. Okay, so then what does 70% of that mean? And when do you use that? They wouldn't even know how to get to that point.
And what exercises do
So,
you even do?
exactly, they wouldn't know how to get to that point.
Yeah.
So, I think you should definitely seek out a trainer, especially when you're first beginning,
Hmm.
um, and kind of pick their brain. And then from there, okay, cool. They use this tool as well, or maybe they don't use it, whatever. Let me use it to help myself get better
Yeah.
because, like you said, AI never sleeps. So,
Yeah.
at
It
any
is.
point of the day, they can come up with a better program than you could, but they might not, the person using that program might not get the best
Yeah.
results, even though the program is better,
Yeah.
because that's where we come in to help tweak little things here and there.
Mhm.
So for now, jobs are safe. But
Well, let's just say this. You know, me and you were talking, right? I take this video, I plug it into AI.
mhm,
It's got our information, our knowledge, our personality. I mean, like,
mhm,
would that not be something a good trainer would want to invest in? AI never sleeps. You know what I mean? You got a corrective, we got a performance. You know what I mean? Let's just say that there's a strength trainer in the background, like on this, and then there's a habit specialist, and then you know what I mean, and all these people put it into a Jarvis, right?
yeah,
Would that be something that you would want to like? Hey, come check this out, dude. This guy's got everything. It will give you cues. It'll manage your breathing. Like, oh, dude, you're breathing too hard. Take a step back.
yeah,
Back to your meta glasses and have a little figure run. You know what I mean? Like if the little figure
mhm,
is running too small, you're too slow. If it's too big, you're
yeah,
too fast. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because we have that shit on our
mhm,
phone already. Um,
yeah. Personally, from my perspective, I'd be like, hell nah, come see me. But from like an overall performance standpoint, yeah, you would definitely want something that can
a tool.
monitor all those
Yeah,
things and really get people at their peak performance, which
yeah,
is, what we want.
yeah.
So,
So I think using AI as a tool is great.
mhm,
I think making AI a personal trainer is bad
yeah,
because I think the tool can make a good personal trainer. You know what I mean? Because we can talk about something and be like, "Oh yeah, what about his left ankle? Oh shit, I totally forgot about that." I mean, we're human. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
then I got AI telling me, "Oh, did you check this? Oh fuck, no, I didn't." You know what I mean? Like I forgot. I mean,
mhm,
I'm not AI. You know, is what it is. But yeah, I think AI can be good, and that's good advice. You know what I mean? Get the personal trainer first and then start implementing all the tools. Grab as many tools as you can. Start with the trainer, you know what I mean, for your spider web, and then build your spider web with your tools.
bingo.
Yep. All right, big question. We got one more question, and then I'll let you go train your clients. I know you got clients at 10. You know what I'm saying? Anyone who wants to train with him, he's at Redlands, EOS, book a welcome workout. You know what I mean? It is free. Go get a day pass and go talk to this guy, okay? Coach Chris, all right? He'll make you sweat, move, and groove, all right? So, on
Yes,
to the
sir.
last final question, okay? If you had to create the perfect roadmap from someone to go from me to you, what would that roadmap be? Besides going from me to you. I mean, that's too easy of an answer.
I'll give an even easier answer. Fast walk.
Yeah, man, you stole it. I just gave you that. It's fast walk, right? It absolutely is. Just start fast walking. Get your heart rate up. Fucking move, dude. Get those.
Yeah,
Just fucking move. You know. All right, yeah.
exactly.
Start fast walking. You know, start fast walk. Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's a bullshit answer, but I'll take it. All right.
no, no, no. A more serious answer I would give is ooh, the perfect roadmap.
Perfect roadmap.
It kind of depends though, because
Just your perfect roadmap. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Think of majority, not this or that. What
Okay.
hits
Okay.
majority of the people?
Got you. Majority of people, I would say,
Mhm.
should start off with functional movement, some kind of movement process patterns. You know, look some up the yoga poses, all that kind of stuff. See where your body's at, and then I would say go out and try different things. Record yourself trying these different things,
Yeah,
and then get with somebody that might know a little bit more than you. You know, like okay,
yeah,
how does my running form look on this?
yeah.
You know, or look up running videos to compare how you're doing compared to someone else. Look up drills on how you're running your route, if this is football, compared to someone that's a professional. What things are they
Correct.
doing that you aren't? I definitely think film is a big part of that. So I know some people, well, now it's getting more popular to record yourself, but I would definitely record myself doing some kind of workout
Mhm.
and see what am I doing that, what am I not doing that this person is, or vice versa.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. I mean, Mike Metzger and Arnold Schwarzenegger were filming themselves and watching themselves on VHS and then learning from that and keeping going. Um,
Hmm.
Having a mirror, just have a mirror too.
Yeah.
You get a mirror
Yeah.
and record yourself from one side and you can see both sides. You know what I mean? You might have unilateral problems. You might have problems with your left hip and not your right. Yeah. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, so like I said, where you can find Chris is at EOS at Redlands. You know what I mean? Go get a welcome workout. Um, anything for the audience that's watching or going to be listening to this that you want to say to them?
Stay tuned in, man. My
Mhm.
man's Vince right here is he's elite.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
knows the process and he's helping other people get better. And these are just gonna get more interesting, more better, more people, more everything. So stay along for the ride.
I'm
Appreciate you,
gonna
man.
build a mansion. I'm gonna bring everybody inside, dog. Like that's the goal. Everyone gets a fucking room.
Yes,
Alright.
sir.
Um, and then what? And one more time, I know I asked you on the list last question. So, what does elite mean to you?
Glad you asked me again. I'm
Yeah.
glad you asked me.
I'm gonna ask that question every
Elite.
time. Yeah.
Elite. I'm gonna stay with the same
That's
answer
my
till
baby.
something else flows in. But elite is not only being able to get yourself to your goals,
Hmm.
but having everyone else around you reach their goals.
Yeah.
So you're doing your thing, and you're also getting everybody else to do their thing. We're rocking and rolling,
Yeah.
and I think that that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I yeah. I think Elite's doing the same thing. I mean, you're a Jedi. You're not a Jedi master if you can't train a Jedi, dude. You know what I mean? And if you're not helping someone else, they're pushing you up and you're not putting your hand down, you're not elite. You're not elite. You can't finish by yourself.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I hope no one takes this the wrong side. Jesus needs followers. He is elite. He needs us as much as I need him. You know, or I hope
Hmm.
so. You know, I hope he needs me. I hope he wants me. You know what I mean? But anyways, you know what I mean. That's agree. So that's what elite is. Yeah, so let's fix the movement, build the strength, eliminate the pain, and y'all can be elite too. Okay, guys. So until then, let's hit up us on episode 3. Episode 3 will be dropping next week. I'm gonna be dropping some more content throughout the week, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, and I also put out TikTok this morning too, so y'all go check that shit out too.
There you
Yeah.
go.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later, Chris. I'll be texting you
All right, brother.
soon. I have another episode for episode 10. Stay tuned for the round table. All right. Everyone's gonna be involved in that one, okay? And it's just gonna be random chaos. Y'all can see my baby's in the background. So all right, guys, man. I'll talk to you later. Go train your clients. Until next time.
All right, brother.
Later, big
See
dog.
ya.